Hi, welcome back to Metal Rules TV, where the underground meets the playground. I'm Jeff Rappaport.
I'm Kermit Lyman.
I'm Kevin Cooper. We are in Thee Nosebleeds.
Damn straight.
All right. So in the news, Meshuggah. You guys Meshuggah fans?
Sure. I think we're all a little Meshuggah.
Ah, the Meshuggah. Yeah.
They're tight. I don't know them that well, but what I heard, man, they're tight.
They're like masters of polyrhythm.
Yeah, exactly. Polyrhythms is right.
Well, they're going on tour with Animals as Leaders and Intronaut, which actually Intronaut we were just talking about last week on the show.
Intronaut. Are they? I think I've heard them before. They're like a kind of neurosisy, like a.
They're kind of like
long format.
Like stoner doom prog jazz. Like
Yeah,
they got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all these guys, this is like a thinking man's metal tour.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Or a high thinking man's metal tour.
Well, that's
yeah,
nice.
which is pretty much all metalheads.
Right.
We all think we're thinking.
if I could count the number of times people go out for a smoke break. Seems like every time, like, you coming out? So I don't know if you guys are into these guys, this is a pretty good show. I wrote down the Philly date. I know a lot of people from here that watch the show are from this area, so they're playing at the TLA on Valentine's Day.
Nice.
February 14th. Look at that.
Cool.
Just what your Valentine's Day wants to do.
Hey man, but that's the kind of thing that metalheads embrace. They should stock up on a lot of Jägermeister.
Jägermeister. What is that, like the metalhead drink of choice?
Fucking right, yeah, man. We just played a show recently there.
Jägermeister, you can drink that. Like you can drink. All right, I could drink gin and tonics all night and have a couple of shots of gin and tonics, or a couple of shots of Jägermeister, and not get sick. It'd be Jägermeister mixes well.
A couple more shots of Jägermeister, and you're in bad shape.
Well, no, you're an asshole. It's just like Jägermeister doesn't. I can drink it with anything, and it doesn't make me sick. Like it's. I don't get hungover. I turn into an asshole, of course. But
you turn into an asshole when you drink water.
I wake up and I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
It's an asshole just to add oxygen.
I don't like Jägermeister. I don't like the way it tastes. It's just like cough syrup or something.
It's delicious.
You like it, really?
Yeah.
You gotta have the good cough syrup, man.
I had a bottle of it. I have a party every year, and I had a bottle of it. It's like 3 years. Nobody would go near it. And one girl drank it, and she ended up throwing up all night.
Well, that's the thing. Like it goes. If you like the taste, it goes down smooth, and then it's easy to drink a lot of it. And we played the show the other week where the promoter gave us a bottle of bourbon and a bottle of Jaeger.
Wait, hallelujah!
It was sweet, but man, it was dangerous. Like
the
great thing was like the whole show for a number of reasons, none of which had to do with any of their bands, or just it was like little environmental factors. Kevin couldn't see.
I had nothing to do with the liquor, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't touch either of those bottles of liquor.
But we felt we were kind of off. Like
we just were.
Our drummer couldn't hear us.
Right.
We borrowed backline, and all he had to do was pull his drums forward so he couldn't hurt our amps. But
yeah, right.
We get up there to play, and we just want to do it. And it was we cut a bunch of songs out. We felt it was a nightmare, but everyone still loved it. And it's because we didn't throw a hissy fit.
Right.
You can't always have a perfect show, and we have so much fun doing what we're doing.
You didn't cry.
We never cry. We just
not when anyone else could see me. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we cry on the inside. Is what we do.
Yeah, you were melting on the inside.
That's why we cry into our beards on the inside. It's all right.
And no one even know.
No.
Yeah,
no
exactly. And then, anyway, so you just barrel through it, and then it's done, and then people still like it, I guess.
Well, speaking of bourbon, I like how the Philly has, you guys are from Philly, that $5 special where you get a shitty beer and the bourbon.
That's
our friend Rick D. My brother Rick D. created this at the Friends Tavern. Rick D. and Red Burns. Both these guys are dead now. And it was the original special and the enduring special, which they still sell at Bob and Barbara's. It's a 12-ounce can of PBR.
Right.
And a shot of Jim
This
Beam.
is an advertisement.
Yeah, that's the citywide special bullshit. This is the real Rick D special, and that's all it ever is. Like I know people try and change it, and they call it the citywide.
Right.
A beer and a shot, yeah, it's a beer and a shot. But the PBR and the Jim Beam for $3, that's what it is.
Right.
You know, that's the way it should be.
I had one at Gunner's Run the other night, and it was I guess it's $5.
$5? That's bullshit.
And it was
well, they give you a tall boy.
It was a 16-ounce beer of some kind of shit I never had before. It was
Schaefer's or something?
No, it was awful, whatever it was. I never heard it before. It was pretty bad. But
Narragansett.
I'll drink it. That's it.
Narragansett. Oh, yeah.
That's what it was.
I drank the fuck out of that when I was at the Stoner Hands of Doom Festival.
Very good.
It's okay. It's a local beer. It's like National Bohemian.
Maybe that's
if you're down in,
you gotta drink it fast.
Like if you're down in Maryland, you know, you drink Natty Boh. You know?
Right.
Or here you drink Lord Chesterfield. Now this is good beer.
But then it was I don't even know what the whiskey was either. It was some kind of bourbon that was like
fucking Heaven Hill or something like that.
I know. I was like, whatever.
Heaven
just
Hill,
give it to me.
like Crow. No, it wasn't Crow. It's probably Heaven Hill. Like,
that's the thing. People like they get the cheaper whiskey.
It was a low standard beer and whiskey.
Yeah,
and when we were
that's
done,
what Pabst,
for $5 I did it. I wanted to get a beer buzz going.
But Pabst and Jim Beam is perfect because it's still affordable. They make their money on it, and it's not rot gut. You know,
right?
Like, yeah, it's Pabst. You have the farts the next day.
The whiskey tasted pretty good. Whatever it was, the bourbon was good.
We played a Heaven Hill.
Was awful.
Heaven Hill. We played it when we were in Rusty Nails. We played this show. We played a house show down in Alabama, and we're playing. We bought these 2 bottles of Heaven Hill, and while we were playing, you know, we're just passing the bottles around to the kids in the crowd, and at one point, you know, they're holding up the bottle, and I'm drinking, and I'm playing, and, you know, passing the bottle around, all this stuff.
We watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 days.
Yeah, we had a great time that night. And next day we get back in the van, and unfortunately I'm in the back of the van, and the guy who was driving the van is the worst driver in the world. I'm riding in the van. Like, oh God.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things you can't when you're the passenger you can't ignore it.
When you're driving with a hanger or you know, you just drink a little bit more.
You just want to get the fuck out of Alabama and get to... you want to get out of Alabama so you can get the fucking panhandle in Florida.
You get the freedom.
Right?
get out of Alabama and get the freedom. Fucking Alabama,
So the question is, Meshuggah?
From Sweden to Alabama in one straight line.
And Intronaut. Show that you'd like to go check out?
I like Meshuggah, man. And you know
Yeah, they can play.
I definitely check that out.
Yeah.
Right.
They've been doing it for long enough, and we're really big fans of polyrhythm. Like,
oh sure, yeah.
We don't do it so much in this current band, but in our old bands, like we used to, we were big fans of Jesus Lizard and Don Caballero and stuff like that, and all going back to Dave Brubeck, you know, which is taking Odd Time.
I have some Dave Brubeck albums in my garage.
Yeah, me too, man.
Right, honey, Dave Brubeck.
Drive like Jehu.
Yeah, bands like that, like employ Odd Times, and Meshuggah they're the kind of band that, you know, when bands like Pantera do it, and I know people.
And they're Jewish.
People are rabid about Pantera, like that. Like it's all out of like the tone is so scooped out that the guitar becomes another percussionist.
Right.
The bass becomes a percussionist instrument.
Yeah.
And Meshuggah plays to that,
right.
and I think they do it really, really fucking well. It's got to be tough for them to come up with new songs.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
The second Don Cab record, I was listening. This is the first 2 Don Cab records today, and I realized the second record is good, but they were really looking for ideas because the first one just like they did it all, and they have a sound, and that's it. You know,
it's good. I mean, it's like like he's saying, it's hard to come up with that and then change themes and come up with a whole theme for the new record.
And still sound like yourself.
Yeah, right.
So, but these guys have been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah, they're good, man. I agree.
It's the power of perseverance. You know, you see bands that stand the test of time.
Right.
I work with a woman who's maybe 10 years older than me, and she's pretty hip.
She's 90?
Yeah. She grew up in Boston, so, you know, she had like the Cars, Aerosmith, even the Pixies.
I like the
night, but she left.
Fuck yeah.
You know, getting out of Philly.
She said.
And
Let's
like
go.
she's like, I just like her boyfriend, her man, whatever, turned her on to Faith No More.
Right.
She's like, I never got into these guys. Like I heard that epic song and then whatever.
Right.
But I really like this band, and they stood the test of time. You know, bands like Carp have the Melvins have stood the test of time from 20 years ago with the whole the grunge movement and all that stuff, which is just kind of an extension of, you know, where punk rock and no frills heavy metal met.
Right.
You know, which is awesome. Like, dude, Corrosion of Conformity, 1983. Not Corrosion of Conformity, 1990, whatever. You know, I'm glad they're a 3-piece again. And I wanted to say this because I downloaded the new EP. It doesn't sound like Animosity, but I don't care. I'm really glad.
Does it sound like Animosity?
It does not.
They're coming, or they came already?
They just came through. Yeah, they just came through.
My friend Ahmed's band opened up for him.
Right.
Way to go, Ahmed. Keep up the good work.
Right.
But honestly, dude, I feel like Pepper Keenan ruined that band. And I yelled at Mike Dean when we saw him at the Khyber in like '96.
Yeah.
I was like, why don't you play anything over fuck? At least the last time you came around with Rollins band, they got the singer from the first album come out of the Eye for an Eye.
Yeah, right.
Why don't you play like Hungry Child? You know, why don't you play Holy? Or oh man, we're not the same band. And I guess you can't turn back the clock, but god damn it, man, if they were able to make another Animosity, that would be fantastic. I mean, I'm glad they keep on doing what they're doing, you know?
Yeah, well, there was also, it's different time in their lives, you know?
Sure, man.
It's like you can't just make the same thing over, like, what you're going through. And
they're a different band.
Yeah,
they're different men, you know? It's just the way it is, you know? You get old, you don't think that way anymore.
But I guess that's what we have in Meshuggah, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have Meshuggah, all right.
Meshuggah to corrosion to conformity.
Meshuggah.
Right.
Meshuggah.
We're all a little bit Meshuggah.
Yeah, Meshuggah.
Meshuggah.
Mazel tov cocktail.
Mazel tov.